I'm Sam.
And I'm Greg.
We're human beings. And we like movies.
We'll be doing reviews of brand new releases,
Old classics,
entire sagas,
and even TV shows and video games.
This is Reaction Time.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 18 of Reaction Time Podcast. I'm Sam, and I'm here with Craig. How are you, Craig?
I am Craig.
He is.
And I am...
I didn't say who are you, I said how are you?
I am fantastic, and I hit puberty today, so yeah.
Just today. It wasn't gradual. It was,
No.
You were like on your drive home, and you're like,
I'm Craig. Just driving home from Ephraim, and I was just like looking at the scenery, and I was just like, yeah, man, this. Oh man, yeah, okay, this is great.
Like I feel a lot warmer and hairier.
I am doing great, and I'm excited to talk about the spin-off of John Wick.
N-O-B-O-D-O-Y. Nope.
Yeah.
I added an O. N-O-B-O-D-Y.
N-O-B-O-D-Y.
Nobody.
Nobody away.
No, but oi. Noi, but oi.
Yes, this is a true 100% sequel to Better Call Saul. 100%. Yeah.
I love to think that.
That'd be so great.
That would be crazy. I need to finish Better Call Saul, but...
He becomes Saul Goodman, and then all of a sudden he just becomes John Wick.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty awesome. Okay.
Yeah. I'm excited. This was my favorite movie last year.
Yeah.
If you listen to our Something Awards.
Yes.
Yeah. If you're wondering what this movie is about, take John Wick, add Bob Odenkirk, and you have the movie.
That's literally pretty much it.
It's literally pretty much it. It's the exact same writers of John Wick, so...
And he gets into fights for basically the same reason. It's because he wants to.
Yes.
He wants to kill somebody, so he looks for literally any reason to kill somebody.
The only difference, well, at least one scene, is he doesn't kill people. He leaves them all alive. And then he starts to kill people.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yep.
It's great. It's fantastic.
It's really fun. It's like it's
so
the
fun.
same vibe as John Wick. So if you like John Wick, watch this movie.
9.6 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to give it, is 9.6 as well.
Yeah.
That's
It's so good.
pretty much exactly it.
This is still one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, it's got really good action sequences.
Yes.
Like really well choreographed.
And I liked it better than John Wick in certain ways, because John Wick is a lot of just gun fu, right?
It's pretty. John Wick is pretty one-dimensional,
right?
As a movie, this has a little bit.
A lot more fighting, but not like, because John Wick is fighting, but it's a lot just like wrestle moves. I'm going to throw you on the ground, right? And then I'm going to shoot somebody and I'm going to throw them on the ground. This is a lot more just like hand-hand combat and like freaking Home Alone at times. So
yeah. At the end. Yeah.
So
it's a solid movie.
It's a really good movie.
Acting is great. Visuals are great. The story's simple and good.
Good score.
It's a story you want from an action movie, basically. Really good score.
Really
good
score.
song choices.
Bob Odenkirk did a lot of training for it, so you can see that because he looks good in it.
Yeah, it's a vibe.
It's a vibe.
It's a great movie.
No, I recommend it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of our full spoiler-free.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a simple movie in a general sense.
Yeah.
So there's
not
not a lot we can
talk about.
Yeah, there's not a lot we can say in terms of
spoiler-free
spoiler-free or in terms of spoilers, really. Like, it's just going to be like, this scene was cool, and this scene was cool, and this scene was cool. So, I mean, that's how this is going to go pretty much. So
that's going to be our whole podcast.
Right. So do you have any other spoiler-free things to say?
No.
No, I mean,
don't think so. But
yeah, it's
Christopher Lloyd's great.
Yeah, Christopher Lloyd's great.
He's fantastic.
The villains are good.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Go watch it.
Go watch it and then come back.
It's on HBO Max.
And it's a pretty short watch.
Yeah.
It's like
I don't even know if it was 2 hours.
Length of a movie.
Yeah.
Of an action movie.
Yeah. And if you're like Bob Odenkirk in an action movie, yeah.
That's exactly why you should watch it, because it's confusing. It's like if somebody was like, Steve Carell is the new villain of the John Wick movie. It's that. You know, it's like
but it works so
it works
well.
really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spoilers?
Yeah, let's do
We're gonna get
this.
into spoilers now. Can I make a public service announcement?
Yes.
Okay. This has nothing to do with anything.
Oh, okay.
So we have a couple toilets in our house that basically don't get used much.
Okay.
So I was like, how do I prevent these from getting rings? Because I kind of forget about them. So I said, I'm going to go buy the bleach tablets that you drop in the bowl.
Yeah.
Helps you from getting rings. I didn't look at the package very clearly, and I got the blue ones.
Yeah. So your water's blue.
So my water's blue.
Yeah.
But apparently with the blue ones, you have to flush those toilets at least 3 times a day. Or you get a blue ring. Oh. And so now instead of like a brownish ring, we get a blue ring in the toilet because I don't flush these toilets enough.
Your toilets are like Xbox and the red ring of death.
I could pull them out and throw them away, but I'm too deep into this thing.
Yeah.
So, public service announcement. If you need to get the bleach ones, make sure they're the white bleach ones because those help a lot. Don't get the blue ones unless you're really going to be flushing.
Yeah. Don't leave the ring.
Toilets be flushing.
The red ring of death.
Don't leave. It's a blue ring of death. But
Blue
it's
ring of death.
Still death.
Is it Lord of the Blue Rings? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
that's
is it,
that's what it was originally.
or is it
called.
Lord of the Blue Men Group? I'm blue?
Dabba dee dabba die.
Ah, okay. No, I understand now.
Okay, yeah, I get it. Okay, spoiler time.
Before we get into spoilers,
Okay, what?
please subscribe. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please subscribe.
Take out your phone and press the button.
Press the button. And then
It could say the word subscribe. It could just be a plus button.
That's true.
It could be an add button.
Could be a 5-star button.
It
Because the other ones
definitely
don't
is a
exist.
5-star button.
The other ones don't exist. It's just 5 stars.
I've never seen anything but a 5-star
No,
button.
it's just
so I
5
would just
stars.
lay on that bad boy.
Yeah. There's also a more button you can click on. Then there's a subscribe button. And then there's a $10 button. I think that's the only one that exists too. You have to click that.
Yeah.
Like you have to.
I've heard with all the new phone updates, if you don't, your phone will just stop working.
Right.
Which is
Yeah.
a bummer. So.
You know when your phone just stops working after 2 years? This will extend your warranty by clicking on the $10.
Yeah. I've heard, I don't, like legally, I don't want to be responsible for this, but I've heard that subscribing to our podcast can actually make you get taller.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Or shorter if you want that.
If you're too tall,
Yeah.
it can shrink you down. It'll fix cracks in your windshield, which
I've
is
heard that.
really weird.
Yeah.
It can extend the length of your life.
Right.
It
By
makes
at
you.
least 2 years.
It can make you handsomer and or beautifuler.
Oh, definitely beautifuler.
It makes your friends and family love you more.
Right. You're just happier.
Most people have reported getting big raises at work.
Yes.
So it's just like it's this big. It's called a Kaizen. It's a small change that can bring about grand results.
yes.
So subscribe. And with that, let's get into spoilers.
And with that, let's get into spoilers. Call it guys.
Want to just jump into it?
Yeah. Oh man.
All right.
Okay.
Visuals.
Do you remember this movie, Sam?
So here's my issue. I
Okay.
watched the first 20 minutes of this movie,
Yeah.
and then I had to pause it
Yeah.
for a week and a half, and then I watched the last 70 minutes of the movie.
Nice.
So yes, I remember it.
Okay. It opens up with him petting the cat.
Petting the cat,
Smoking
and he's like,
yeah.
"I'm nobody."
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he goes through his morning routine
Over and over,
over and over again.
That was
and
so
then
cool.
he kills a bunch of people, and then the movie's over.
Basically, that's pretty much
That's the
how
plot.
it goes. He doesn't kill a bunch of people on the bus, and then he proceeds to kill a
And then
bunch
he
of people.
kills a bunch of people on the
Yeah.
on the bus, which is phenomenal.
Oh, it's so freaking good.
Okay, so my first visual note is from the bus.
Okay.
Although I do really enjoy, I enjoy a lot the cinematography of this movie.
Yes.
And I don't know if it's probably storyboarding or shot choices or something where I just love the repetition in the morning because it gets across the point of how
yeah.
repetitive his life is. But then
Yeah.
he's also doing pull-ups at the bus station and you're like, who is this guy? Like he works at I don't know what. I've never caught exactly what they did where he worked.
I didn't either.
Some sort of manual labor job. That's all I got from it. I have no idea what else it was.
Puts data in basically.
Yeah. Oh, I guess he's not doing the manual labor. He's doing the data entry, and it's really just.
When I like how he does pull-ups in front of his wife's ad
as a realtor. It's so funny.
Her saying, "You forgot the trash again." I don't know how they did it in like 2 minutes, but you're just like, I hate everything about you.
Yeah.
But I totally understand.
And you feel so bad for him because I've forgotten the trash before. And that's the worst. If your trash can is full and you forget trash day, say goodbye to your happiness for the next week at least.
That's my first note for visuals. Where did the trash go? Because he forgets for like over a month.
And then it never gets any bigger.
And it doesn't get any bigger.
For sure buried in his backyard. Or he threw it at his enemies.
That could be true.
You never know. There's no way of knowing.
I was like, there's no way you could go for a month without, emptying your trash can once. Unless he goes to the dump maybe because he forgets.
It's possible.
Who knows? Anyways, random visual.
Okay, so he goes to the... Why is he on the bus? Is he just riding the bus?
He's just... Well, no. So somebody breaks in to the house.
Oh, yeah, the break-in.
Yeah, the break-in.
Totally forgot about that.
Just like two random people, right? They break into the house. Yeah. They're trying to steal stuff, and...
He decides not to...
Well, his son has like the hit on him, and he tells him not to, like to not worry about it, because what you don't know is the burglars, their gun was empty, right? Yeah. There was nothing in it because he's this actual like insane nobody, right? So he knows all this stuff, and so he's telling his son not to do anything. And then the cops come, and that's where the cops like, man, if that had been my place, I would have made sure to protect my family, and like basically the cop does that, right?
It's just so like mean.
Treating him like trash, you know? And so then he goes and talks to like his friend on the radio about it, and then he comes home, and that's when his daughter's like, I can't find my bracelet. And so that's when he like basically snaps because she can't find her bracelet. And she's like, I left it right there where the money and stuff was. And so he goes to look for them, which has my favorite line in the entire movie. I know we'll get in a story, but I'm already talking about it, where when he breaks into where the people are at, and he's like, give me the gosh dang kitty cat bracelet, mother effer.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
I forgot about that. That's such a... Actually, I probably wrote it down, but
scene.
That is such a good... Yeah. And
so
then the fact that... I mean, this is also a story. The fact that he later finds it under the couch is
so great.
Sweet payoff.
So he doesn't find it there, and so I think he's just taking the bus ride home. And that's where...
And he decides not to kill him because they have a baby.
Because they have a baby.
Yeah.
And that's my other visual, him like just smashing the wall, like with the rain and stuff. Oh, so freaking cool.
Yeah.
And so then that's when he's on the bus and the kids are drunk and they crash into like a pothole or something.
They crash into like one of those concrete barriers.
Yeah, that's what it was. And that's when the music starts and he's like narrating and he's like basically saying, please, I hope you get on this bus, like, because he just wants to beat him up so bad.
And then we get to one of the best, like, close quarters, hand-to-hand combat scenes of all time.
Yeah.
That is just awesome.
It's got like 40 million views on YouTube.
It's like Shang-Chi bus fight, but more real and
I'd
more
say it's
violent.
better.
Yeah. Oh, it's for sure better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's not CGI in it.
No.
This is just straight.
Except for... Probably a couple things.
Yeah, maybe.
A couple of wounds are probably not inflicted on the actors. Probably.
Maybe. Who knows?
But he does a lot in that thing. One thing that I was kind of like confused about, he just like ripped off a bar from the bus. He just like ripped it out. And I was like, this guy's the Hulk? He can just rip stuff out. Like,
well, because the guy's getting the gun and he's putting all the bullets in.
Yeah.
And his face, and just looking at him and basically rolling his eyes because he's just like, are you kidding me? And he just breaks off the bar and just boom.
Oh, my goodness.
So
it is violent.
It's very violent.
And wonderful.
It's incredibly, and it's like close up violent too.
Yeah.
Like he stabs a guy in the leg and then kicks it all the way through and you like close up see that, and you're just like, this is amazing and gross at the exact
Yeah.
same time.
So towards the end,
Yeah.
he throat punches a guy so hard that the guy can no longer really breathe.
Right.
And the guy is laying there, and very kindly, Mr. What's his first name? Is something weird. His first name is like
Oh, crap.
Hutch.
Oh, I think it's Hutch.
Hutch.
Yeah.
I'm gonna double check.
Yeah, I'm gonna
double check
I'm
it
gonna
just so
double
I
check
don't
right now.
call him Hutch the whole episode. That's not his real name. Bob Odenkirk's character, Hutch. That sounds right.
Yeah. Let's see. It's got to be Hutch, right? Yep, Hutch.
Yeah,
you
Hutch.
got it.
He very kindly walks up. He slits the guy's throat very gently.
Very gently. Yeah.
And inserts, I believe, a bendy straw
a bendy straw.
into his throat so that he can breathe.
Yep.
Wowza.
Yeah.
You feel that in your throat when he
Oh,
does
yeah.
it. And it is horrible. It's a horrible viewing
You
experience.
see,
That's
like,
really
the
great.
big bump, right?
Yeah.
And so he just and puts it in, and then all of a sudden you can just hear him
See,
start
and I thought when he
breathing.
walked up, I thought he was going to like finish him.
Yeah.
I was gonna, like slit his throat and be done.
Yeah.
And he just like makes a surgical incision and inserts the straw, which is so much worse
Oh, yeah.
than just slitting his throat.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, they all
100% worse.
lived. Every
Yeah.
single one of them on the bus lives.
It was awesome.
It was so great.
It was so awesome.
If you just for the bus scene is why you need to watch this movie.
For sure.
Just for the bus scene. There is a ton of other really, really good scenes. But like Sam said, that bus scene, I mean, I haven't seen the fourth John Wick, but like one of the greatest action set pieces ever.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
good. So
100%.
yeah, fantastic. Yeah. I'm trying to see. I need to go
Okay,
to my other notes
so
now.
yeah, all of my visuals are pretty much just the violence. So next,
Oh,
go ahead.
one of my other visuals is so basically after that happens, the father of the son that got beaten up on that bus is like, I'm gonna kill this guy,
Yeah.
you know? And so they're at home and Hutch is now like a new man, right? Because he's freaking almost killed a whole bunch
Yeah.
of people. So he's feeling good again.
Uh-huh.
And like, cause him and his wife have like no relationship. They sleep with a pillow in between
Yeah.
each other.
Mhm.
And so he's like, got his manhood back, you know? And so he's like, I'm going to make that lasagna that you all
Yeah.
love. And all I could think about was how beautiful that lasagna looked. And none of them got to eat it because then all the
Except
people
for-
come and fight him. And he just sits there and smashes the guy's head on the lasagna. And I
The
was
one
like,
guy gets to kind of taste it with his forehead a little bit. That's the
I was
only.
just like, the poor
It's a bummer.
lasagna.
It's definitely a bummer. So after the bus scene, I think that's when we go to the club, kind of, right? Where with the Russian guys.
Yes.
So I love the psycho Russian guy.
Uh-huh.
No idea what his name is,
No.
but
Him just
one
like
guy
singing.
He's just like singing, and everyone's like, "We think that it's kind of a little weird that you are doing karaoke and celebrating and all of this stuff." And
That was really good.
and he gets, and then right kind of before that, one guy kind of looks at him weird,
Mm-hmm.
pretty much, and then those people say that thing to him, and he gets just kind of pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
He breaks like a wine glass.
Yeah.
And I believe he shoves it into the guy's, he like drags
Yeah.
it across the guy's
Uh-huh.
face.
Yeah.
And then does he shove it into his chest
I
or
think
whatever and
so.
kill him?
Well, because they were like, we're not sure if you can really protect us. Because
Yeah.
you're sitting
Oh,
there
yeah.
like karaokeing
They're
and
basically
whatever.
like, how can you protect all the stuff that we have?
Yeah.
And then when he drags the glass across the guy's face,
And they're like, you just killed like one of the top
yeah,
shareholders.
he's like a 1/3 shareholder
And they're
in
like,
the company.
more money for us.
It's ours now. It gave me the same vibes. Did you ever watch Tenet? I can't remember.
Yeah.
When he drags the cheese grater across the guy's face,
Oh my gosh.
it's
I
a lot
forgot
less like
about
gory
that.
and violent because
Well,
that's a
yeah.
PG-13 movie,
Yeah.
but same
Uh-huh.
like gut feeling where you're like, ooh, that's the worst thing that can happen. So he's just a psycho Russian guy. So
Yeah.
he does that, and then he goes in and he throws the chair at one of the guys in the hospital bed. He like walks up, and somebody's like, I think he asked somebody a question and they answer, and he doesn't like the answer or whatever, and he just chucks the chair at the guy in the hospital
That's
bed.
it. That's the only reason.
Kidding
He's got
me?
like a broken leg. It's like,
Yeah.
and he just chucks it at him because they don't know who it was. And so he's just like, what do you mean who it wasn't? And he just chucks the chair at him.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, he's great. He honestly, he was a great villain.
He's a great villain.
Yeah.
typical Russian psycho.
but even a little more crazy.
Yeah.
Just like weird crazy.
Yeah.
You know? Usually they're like typical Russian, but they're like really smart.
He wasn't calculated.
No.
Like he was just psycho.
Yeah,
which,
he was just
which
insane.
I really like because I like both kinds of like really calculated villains who have a plan and a motive. And then I like the villains like him that are they're just angry and they want everyone to die and they send the cavalry and just to kill everybody. So he was great. So after that, I believe we get a car chase pretty soon after that, right?
Yeah, so they invade the house.
Oh, they go and invade the house.
Because they find out who he is. Basically, so what happens is the Russian guy hires this lady to figure out who this guy is.
Right.
And the way the lady figures it out is she basically blackmails this person that's working at like the government or whatever because he had done some kinky stuff with her. And so he sends her everything. She literally just reads the top that says he's a nobody and she's like, I'm out. Good luck.
Yeah.
Have fun, which I love.
It's so cool.
So then he figures out who he is because of like his bus card. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
And so then he goes and invades his house and you have the poor lasagna that gets ruined. Which at that point is where you're like, okay, this guy is crazy because he puts his family in the basement. Basically, this massive bunker door comes and locks the basement. He turns down all the lights and like freaking stealth mission in like a Call of Duty game just sits there and kills everybody like without needing to be horrible. And then obviously he has to be because it's just super great. So then they leave, and then that's where he has to set the house on fire to basically cover everything up. And it's really, really cool because he has the what's the old record player? Is that it?
Yeah.
The thing, record player? That's the word I'm trying to think of?
Yep.
Yeah. He has the record player, but he has the tip of it have a spark that starts the fire, so it like spins around the record player that starts fire. I love that scene. It was so cool.
Is that when he lights it on fire or does he light it on fire later?
I thought that's when he did because he had to like get rid of all the dead people.
Here's my thing. Right before that, I have a note that says the scene where the car hits a pole.
Mm-hmm.
What car am I talking about? Is that in the car chase?
Yeah.
So is the car chase after he lights the house on fire? It must be, right?
Yeah, because he lights the house on fire and then he walks out and he steals the neighbor's car.
Okay, so in that scene,
and then he takes the car.
What's so funny about that basement scene? He gets all the dead people and the half dead people, and he sets them up on the couch to talk to them.
Yeah, he tells them
it's hilarious.
Story.
It's so funny.
It's so great.
And then he lights the house on fire, and then they go on the car chase.
Yeah.
The best use of a song, maybe anywhere of all time. I don't know why.
Oh, good.
But Heartbreaker in the car chase scene is 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Choice. It was just so good.
It was so good.
It was so funny because I told you about this, but there is somebody I work with who...
Oh, yeah.
I asked him if he had seen the movie Nobody, and he goes, no, I don't think so. And he goes, wait, yeah, I have. That's where I heard the song Heartbreaker for the first time. And so it's like the song is that good in that place where that's how people are remembering this movie. It's just from Heartbreaker.
Oh, yeah, I like that movie.
Where the guitar solo hits is perfect. It's just like the entire thing was planned out to perfection, and I am in love with that scene.
The score, fantastic.
It's so good.
Yeah.
So there's a scene, and I can't visualize it now, but there's a scene where the car hits something. I wrote down that it hit a pole.
Yeah.
And then it cuts and it's just an empty frame, basically. Okay. And then you see the car come from out of frame into frame, which is not a normal shot choice. Like normally you'd see the car hit the pole and then you'd cut to seeing the car flip. Mm-hmm. But it hits the pole and then it cuts to like just kind of blank road. And then you see the car come from out of frame and like fly through the frame. And it's really cool. It was a really cool shot choice.
Yeah, I do remember that.
So...
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he has the freaking super nice car from the neighbor and like just totally destroys it.
Yeah. Completely.
What does he say? 0 to 60 and like who the F cares or something like that? Yeah.
And when he steals the car and he punches through the window to steal it. And it's just again, just a beautiful shot choice where the fist just kind of like comes straight through the window and it's all lined up really well. And it's just
it was
beautiful.
Great.
Very, very beautiful.
Yeah. So they have the car chase, and then that's where he goes to the Russian guy's main place and burns all of his money.
Yeah.
And
the Russian guy thinks he's got him.
Yeah, so then he goes to the karaoke place.
Yeah.
And he's just, I love that. He's just sitting
there
eating
dinner.
Eating his food.
It's amazing.
It's so good. Because he's just like, I'm the best, you suck. And so the Russian guy's singing, and then all of a sudden he sees him, and he just kind of like.
And I'm there, I'm like, how is he going to not die right now?
Right.
Like they're going to have some stupid, because I thought they were going to do some stupid thing that they do in movies where they're like, we're not going to kill you. We're going to take you prisoner for no reason. And then you're going to escape. And I was like, ugh. Like somebody would actually kill him, you know?
Yeah. So he shows him video of him burning all of his money. And then he's like, I'm going to kill you. And he basically reveals that he has a bomb tied to himself. He just moves the cloth
from over his arm and he's got a landmine attached to his hand. Incredible writing.
So good.
Very, very, very good writing.
So good. So, and then you have Home Alone.
And you get the killing montage.
So great.
Best killing montage of all time.
The freaking nails in the whatever the shooters are.
Yeah. And then when
Christopher Lloyd
with like, did he have dual shotguns?
Yeah,
or one?
He did.
He had. But Christopher, are you kidding? That is that not fan service to people who aren't even a fan yet? Like,
so the Russian guy was like, "We need to hit him where it hurts. Go and kill his dad." So he lives in this. Yeah, he forgot about this. He lives in this old folks' home, right? And so he's just sitting there watching TV, and you think he's asleep, right? And these two guys like sneak up on him, and they're about to shoot him, and then he just looks up at him. Shotgun, boom, boom.
Doesn't he turn his chair around, or is he already around? I think he's sitting in like one of those old people armchairs, and he just like flips around and just shoots both of them. And then his nurse walks in, and he's like, because his nurse hears a gunshot, and he runs in, and the old guy's watching. He turned up the TV. He's watching like Cowboys versus Indians or something, and he's like, "Will you just keep your TV down?" And it zooms out, and he's holding one of the guys, and the other guy's like dead behind the couch. Christopher Lloyd was a wonderful addition to that movie.
So great.
So the killing montage is great.
Yeah.
Just at the end when they're killing everybody in the warehouse. Mm-hmm. Top notch. When his brother Legolas's those guys through all three of their heads with the gun.
So good.
That's what we want.
That's what we want.
Stop writing things that aren't that.
I know.
Writing is so easy now because this is all we want now.
This is all we want.
Give me something like this and I'll be fine.
Oh, and when before in the movie, he had his brother or his brother-in-law or something.
It's his brother-in-law.
Gives him a gun because he's like, you need to protect your family. So he puts it in the freezer, right, at his work because the freezer never gets used. So it's just in like a pizza box or whatever. So he runs out of guns. So he just goes to the freezer and takes this pizza box gun and doesn't take it out.
He doesn't take it out of the box. It's like in a popsicle box, I think. So he reaches into the box and grabs the gun.
Yeah.
And then he just lifts up his hand. So his whole hand is covered by this box. And then he just starts unloading on people and the box just kind of like falls apart on his hand.
It's amazing.
It's a beautiful detail that's like it's kind of funny.
Oh yeah.
Like it's kind of supposed to be funny, but at the same time, it's just like super, super awesome.
It's so awesome.
I love it. And then when he kills the final Russian boss at the end. That was
the glass.
With the glass.
The glass. And have the C4 on the the other side. Just runs to him and just...
Oh, I loved that so much.
Shot was so cool.
I might be in love with this movie.
Oh, I'm in love with this movie.
I might have to tell my wife I'm in love with somebody else, and it's this movie.
I'm in love with Bob Odenkirk.
I'm going to say I'm in love with somebody else, and she's going to say who, and I'm going to say nobody.
Okay, that's perfect.
That's pretty good, huh? Oh, it's so good. Okay, so what are you going to give for the visuals?
Did you like Skyfall?
I can't say that I saw Skyfall.
Okay.
I have only seen like 1.5 of those James Bond movies, and I can't remember which one it is.
They're not great.
I like what I've seen, but
Casino Royale was great. Quantum of Solace was all right. Skyfall, a lot of people love, but I honestly thought it was really dumb. But it's kind of the same ending where it's like a Home Alone thing, but this is just way better.
This is
It's
a really.
so
I'm
much
kind of
better.
surprised that like more people don't know about this movie,
Right.
Because it's
So good.
really good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna argue. I think it's better than John Wick
I do too.
because Keanu Reeves. I love him to death. He's
yeah.
not a very good actor.
Yeah.
He's-
Which is why he's perfect for John Wick. Because
Yes,
he doesn't speak.
Yes, that's true.
He says like 5
When he
words.
does speak, it's kind of cringy.
Yeah, it's a little cringy.
I'm Keanu Reeves, and I'm gonna kill people. But
But he also is fantastic as John Wick.
yes,
Because I don't know if you know this. I was going to talk about this in John Wick, but we're already talking about it. He actually does like yearly gun shooting competitions.
Yeah,
Like he's totally into all
yeah.
that. So
I
he
love.
holds a gun so well.
Yeah, I love him. I love the amount of work he puts into it. I
Yeah.
love those movies. I just
Yeah.
think that this is a better movie.
I do too.
Like if this is a 10, John Wick is a 9.5 or a
Yeah.
9.8,
Yeah.
right? But this is just like a tiny bit better than it.
I think the main reason that I like this better than John Wick is kind of what I already talked about. I think John Wick 3 did a little bit more with like more clever ways to like kill somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I know it sounds like horrible, like, oh man, it's just not clever enough, but it's just a lot of shooting. Like,
Yeah.
that's pretty much
But
it.
it's really cool shooting.
Oh, it's insanely
It's
cool
very,
shooting.
very cool.
No, it's so great.
Yeah.
And I've watched 3 movies and I
Yeah.
want to watch the 4th one. So I'm
Yeah.
not like, oh man.
But you're totally right. This
Yeah.
is a good John Wick Home Alone
Yeah.
mixture where it's like there's a lot more clever ways
the
to kill
bus
people.
scene, oh my gosh.
And then
Oh.
I also think that this movie does a little bit better of allowing you to connect to the characters, or at least to Bob Odenkirk.
Especially once they made John Wick 2 and they got real into like the high table and
Yeah.
stuff where it was just like, okay, this is cool, but it's also like a lot.
It gets too, I guess, too big in scope
Yeah.
to feel
And too
more
unrealistic.
like intimate. So,
Yeah.
but still awesome.
Oh my gosh.
Still awesome.
It's
But-
so awesome. Oh, I love John Wick.
But, yeah.
I'm not saying I do not like that movie at all. This
Yeah.
is just how good Nobody is.
For sure.
That I would say I liked it better. I like
Yeah.
it better than John Wick.
What are you going to give the visuals?
I don't know why I wouldn't give it 200.
Okay.
I'm trying to think if there was something that I didn't enjoy, but everything just looked clean.
Okay.
So I'm going to say 200.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 198.
Okay.
There were like 2 people maybe that when they got shot did like not a very good death,
Oh, okay.
which is maybe an acting thing, maybe a visuals thing.
Yeah.
And then I believe the explosion at the end when he kills the guy with the glass,
Uh-huh.
I think there's a little bit of like an unrealistic,
There probably is.
just physics,
Yeah.
which is not distracting at all.
No.
But
It's still such a cool
I
scene.
noticed it. It's still awesome. So 198.
Okay.
A lot of that honestly is for shot choices.
Yeah.
Because the cinematography in this movie is awesome.
It's awesome.
It's very, very cool. And then just all of the fighting choices and just kind of everything looked awesome. So yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
What do you want to give story? I'm trying to find reasons why this isn't
I know,
like 1,000 out of 1,000
I know.
for me.
I'm trying to think about the story.
You can go over your notes first if there's any that you still had.
I have a lot. They're just kind of like different little pieces.
Mm-hmm.
So again, when he finds the kitty, he goes and tries to kill these people over the kitty cat bracelet, and then he finds it under his own couch, which is awesome.
So good.
It's a great writing choice. The dad just knowing everything
Uh-huh.
and killing those guys, just the way they wrote the dad, because at first you don't really know what he knows, and then you
Yeah.
kind of start to realize that he probably knows
basically like a
everything.
nobody pretty much,
Yeah, he's
too.
in there too. And then he kills the people. It was great. When he goes into the place where he works and he dumps out the box full of gold and he's like,
Oh
I'm
my-
buying this place now. And the brother's like, okay, let's talk about this. And then he punches him in the stomach and then he lets him down easily. He's just like, just shut up.
The
I'm going to
dad's
buy
like,
it.
oh yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
And the
He
brother's
just,
like,
I
wait, hold
love that
on,
he just
we
walks
can't.
up, he just punches him in the gut and then he just like helps him down. It's so funny.
He's like, actually, I know more than you think.
The balls on him, I know we talked about all this stuff. The balls on him to just walk up, just sit down with his little dinner, and the landmine is attached to his finger.
Yeah. And,
It's
and
awesome.
the funniest thing that I wrote down for that too, I love on the bomb, it says front toward enemy on it.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I don't know if that's on actual bombs, but I just think it's very funny that it's
That is funny.
imprinted on there, and it's just a little random thing that I noticed.
For me, by far, the funniest moment in this movie was in the middle of the shootout at the end.
Okay.
He erases the days without an accident
I wrote that down
and
too.
writes 0.
I literally have that. This
Dude.
department has worked 204 days without an accident.
It is amazing. It's so funny. Okay, I'm not going to give it a 200.
Yeah.
Only for the story between him and his wife, because it isn't, the resolve isn't perfect.
It's quick.
It just feels a little too quick where she's like, I'm not going to, I don't want to marry you anymore, but be married to you or whatever. They just seem kind of divorced while still being married. And then
all of a
they're
sudden
just like,
I love you again.
they're fine.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird a
Yeah.
little bit. I'm again going to give it a 198 because everything else is incredible writing.
I'm going to give it a 197
Okay.
for that reason. And the fact that the pizza box was able to hold open a garage door seems a little, that's a strong pizza box. Just saying.
Yeah.
That's
I
like how
forgot
the
about that
burgers
because
get in
here's
is
the thing.
Pizza box.
I've owned 3 garage doors
Yeah.
at this point in my life.
Yeah.
Never once have I ever seen a garage door
Just
hit
stop.
something and not go back
They
up.
always go back up.
So I'm a little confused by that.
Yeah. That's that.
So that's true. That's true. That's almost a full 3 points off total, but we're just gonna leave it as that. I have no notes for acting,
Okay.
but it was all super.
It was
good.
all perfect. Acting.
I'm
No.
gonna give it a 200.
Yeah, the only thing I have for acting is Bob Odenkirk is the greatest. And he did a ton of training for the movie.
Yes, he is.
He, to me, just going from kind of almost like Saturday Night Live to Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul to John Wick, and he is fantastic in all of it. He is an incredible actor.
What I love about him is he's very versatile without being really handsome.
Right.
Because a lot of people who would do a comedic role and an action role, look at Chris Pratt, for example, right? He was chubbier, and so he was not super handsome. And then he got super fit, and now he's kind of handsome. But it's Bob Odenkirk got fit, and he's not handsome.
Kind of.
He's pretty average. I mean, he's not jacked to the gills, but he's in shape for this movie.
Yeah.
He's not that good looking.
Yeah.
He's pretty mediocre, but
Yeah.
he's still able to do all these different acting things. So he almost in my mind, kind of had to pull himself up by his bootstraps and just work really hard and become a great actor. And it's cool because he is really funny and he's good in comedic roles. He's good being kind of the comic relief in dramatic things while also still being dramatic. And then he's great in something like this where it's almost all serious with just that little bit of sarcasm and stuff that he has.
Yeah.
So I think he's great. And then everybody else was really good too.
Yeah. And when you finally watch Better Call Saul, you'll also see he's a good emotional character, actually.
Yeah.
There's some really heavy moments where I was like, whoa, I did not know you had that.
I'm going to watch it, Craig.
You are.
I've told you this for maybe
a year at this point, I feel like.
Several months.
Not really.
It's been a hot minute.
Yeah. Christopher Lloyd, double shotgun. I don't know how you don't give this 200 for acting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everybody is fantastic. Even the little girl.
Even the little,
Where's
even
my
the
kitty
kids.
cat bracelet.
Even the kids are great. Okay, score.
Dude, just for Heartbreaker and the bus scene and the ending and the freaking sound effects of the montage of the week and everything.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 200.
You're going to give it 200?
Yeah, I'm going to go 200. I didn't have any issues with this score. This is going to be
Wait, did you give it 200 on acting?
Yeah. This is going to be very high.
This is going to be a high scoring movie. So what I like about this movie, I think maybe all or almost all of the songs, the actual songs, are him playing the music.
Yes.
They're not just in there for movie purposes.
Yeah, like the record
Even
player.
Heartbreaker, I think he's playing Heartbreaker in
It's
the
on the
song,
radio.
and then obviously it gets louder to be for the movie. But the record player, there's a few other ones. I think, is there one at the end?
Yes. Well, he has the radio and I think he turns it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought that was a clever thing. And then the song during the killing montage in the bank club thingy, great. So the score and song choices together,
fantastic. Why isn't it a 200?
I'm going to give it a 199. And I'm only giving it a 199 because I have very specific 200s in my brain.
Okay.
And if something does not reach that, I'm not going to give it a 200.
Okay.
This is a 199.9.
Okay.
But it's not a 200.
That's still higher than Mario because you gave that a 199.5.
Well, there you go. Well, and this is better than Mario, so that counts. That's great.
Oh, man. What
Okay.
is it, though? Because you gave Mario a 9.9.
That's different.
This is why we don't compare movies.
Okay, can I say something weird about the vibe?
Yes.
This movie felt kind of like a play
Oh.
in a good way.
Oh.
I really like plays.
Yeah.
It was, I ended the movie and I was
Especially
like,
with
something,
like the music.
yeah, something didn't feel a ton like a movie.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know exactly how to explain it. I wish I could.
Huh.
I wish I was maybe more educated or something and able to explain this.
I bet you a lot has to do with probably the score.
It was probably the score, and it was probably just the pacing.
Yeah, the way it flowed.
And there were definitely acts.
Yeah.
I don't know if there were. I don't think there were just two. Maybe there were like 3-ish acts, which most movies have acts, right?
But it almost was like a cut and then something else.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was very interesting, and there wasn't a lot of like, this is the climax of the movie. I mean, there was kind of a final battle, but it was also like there were like 3 final battles
and
in the movie.
Just them destroying everybody.
Yeah. And at the end, it wasn't trying to set up something big. Like, it wasn't like, we're setting up a sequel and all this stuff. It was just kind of like, here's the movie. And this is like a very secluded story. It's just this one thing. I don't know. At the end, I just kind of felt like it was kind of like a play in a really good way.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it.
Did you see the after credit scene
Crap.
of Christopher Lloyd and the black guy driving in the van with all the guns?
Nope. Are you kidding me? There's a post-credit scene?
Yeah, there is.
Mother pearl. Okay, well, I'll watch it.
It's just him and the black guy.
They're just driving?
They're just driving in the van. They're going somewhere, and they just turn. It pans to the back of the van, and it's just racked with weapons.
That's awesome.
It's amazing.
And they're making a sequel, correct?
Yeah. There's
Okay.
a second one in production.
That's awesome. So, man, this is a 200 vibe for me.
Yeah, me too.
1,000%.
Yeah.
So,
This is my favorite movie last year, so I don't know how it couldn't be 200. Oh man, geez,
do you even have to guess?
195. I mean, wow, 995. Is it 997?
997.
Did I
dude.
only give it 197?
Yes,
for the
everything
story?
else is a 200.
Oh my gosh.
997 points out of 1,000. Mine has to be really close to that. Mine's probably a 996.
No. 5?
Yeah, 995. Wow.
It's such a good movie.
Okay, so that just became both of our top rated movie that we've reviewed so far. Just to give you your quick top 5 that we've reviewed so far, your number 1 is Nobody.
Nice.
Your number 2 is looking like it is The Impossible.
Oh, okay.
Your number your number 2 is Get Out. Your number 3 is The Impossible.
Okay.
Your number 4 is Game Night. And your number 5 is
Mario?
Parasite.
Wow.
Yeah. And then my number 1 is Nobody. And then my number 2 is
I think Mario.
My number 3 is The Impossible. And then my number 4 is Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Okay.
Nope. Get Out and then Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Wow. That's crazy.
997.
Dude.
Do you think there will ever... Do you have a movie that's 1,000 that you know right now that it's going to be 1,000 for you?
I think my favorite movie.
You think it's going to be 1,000?
Yeah, because and I've thought about that. Like your favorite movie. Well, I don't know if yours would be. It kind of depends on how you feel about the acting. But
yeah, it's probably not going to be 1,000.
Yeah.
It's going to be up there because I have some hot takes about my movie. When we get to my favorite movie, You're gonna get educated,
Oh,
sir.
dude,
it's gonna be
like a 3-hour long.
It's gonna be a long one. I'm just gonna be surprised if that podcast is shorter than the movie. Like that'll be shocking to me, and I believe it's a 2.5-hour movie.
I'm trying to think because mine has very good acting, very good score, awesome vibe. It's a really good story, and it looks visually amazing. So it might be.
I'm excited to watch it.
I'm trying not to overhype it.
I've always wanted to watch that movie too. Because when did it come out? Was that early teens?
Yeah, because I would have been 12 years ago.
Oh yeah,
so
like 2011-ish.
Yeah.
Dang. That'll be fun.
I try not to like overhype it.
I don't think you've overhyped it
because
much. You haven't been like, this is the greatest movie of all time. Nothing will ever beat it.
And I'm trying not to do that, even though that's what I want to say.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Dang, 997.
That's
I don't
so
know.
high.
It's so well. You're 995. I mean, it's like 2 points off.
Yeah, but it's
It's
like
such a
going
good
through these
movie.
categories. What is there not to like about this movie
Right.
besides the pizza box?
Yeah,
That's the one.
that's basically
If that's
it.
your flaw, is that a pizza box made the garage door not go back up, which, by the way, would still allow them to get into the house.
He would have just noticed that the garage door was open.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
When that's your flaw, you've made an awesome movie.
Even the husband-wife relationship is still there,
And it's inconsequential
and it's
for the
still
most part.
enough to,
It kind of
like,
helps you relate
keep
to him.
the story going.
Yeah, it does enough, but it doesn't matter
Doesn't take
enough
away.
to it doesn't matter enough to take away from the movie.
Yeah.
So. Do you
Okay.
know box office for
I
this?
don't actually.
This released in 2019?
Yes.
Was it
2019.
2019? No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was 2019.
Was it really?
Oh, was it 2020? No, it was 20. Oh, was it COVID?
Let's find
Oh,
out.
because if it's COVID, then it's
Yeah,
probably
let's
not
find out.
high.
I'm going to try not to see the box office. Nobody.
Release date. Should just populate.
March 2021.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I was way off.
So that's still COVID.
End of 2021 was No Way Home, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's when theaters really came back.
Yeah. So this was pretty in the middle of COVID-ish as far as movies go. Maybe towards the back half, but still is, I would assume, going to be low.
165, 937.
165, 937.
I hope I did more, but I don't.
Is that 165 million or 165,000?
165 million.
Just have to double check.
Man, if it was 165,000, I don't think we would be getting a sequel. Because if you think about it, Bob Odenkirk's not a huge name.
Mm-hmm.
And still kind of COVID-ish. And people probably were like, oh, this is just a John Wick ripoff. But it obviously did enough to create a sequel.
Yeah.
But it probably didn't have a huge budget.
I'm going to go $174 million.
Okay.
I'm not going anywhere ridiculous this time. You want to look it up?
Oh, yeah.
You want me to look it up?
Yeah,
Here,
I
I'll
can
look it up.
Okay, you look it up.
Here we go.
Dun 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 dun. 1 billion.
It made $6 billion.
In China. Going from
You are never gonna. Do you want to take one more guess? Take a guess that's way off of what your guess was.
low or high though.
I'm not gonna tell you.
It can't be low because it's getting a sequel. 232.
$57 million.
Oh, no. Dang it.
This was in the. It was pretty in the height of COVID.
Okay, so what was its budget?
What was its budget?
How did it get a sequel? It could have done a lot better on streaming.
That's true. $16 million budget.
Oh, okay, yeah. So they made
Wow,
their money
they made
then.
that movie for cheap.
And it looks good.
How much did Bob Odenkirk make? Like $50.
No, again, he's not super popular.
I
They
guess so,
probably
but
paid him John Wick and John Wick 4, I think, made like $12 million from it. So if you have
Yeah,
Bob
that's
Odenkirk in
true.
a brand new movie, he probably made a couple million. Just a couple million, whatever. What is this, Robert Downey Jr. in Avengers Endgame? 60 mil.
Bob Odenkirk made $1 million. Dude,
Okay.
I'd make nobody for $1 million.
I'd make nobody for $1,000.
I'd make it for free, dude. I will quit my job if I got to be a nobody. For sure. $57 million.
Dang.
That is very, very interesting. But
I still won.
that's for sure. And that's for sure still a win.
Oh, yeah. For $16 million
if
budget.
they make, 400% on their movie or whatever that is, that's not bad.
And I wonder now where I think people have seen it a little bit more and Better Call Saul's over. I think the second one will probably be a lot bigger.
Yeah.
Especially after a fourth John Wick, or people are like, okay, I want something a little different. But
yeah.
Crazy. 57, dang. Yeah.
When's the sequel coming out?
I think they started production last year or this year, so it's still probably another year out.
There's probably
not even a release date yet.
No official release date.
Yeah.
Some people are saying it could be an early 2024 release date.
That's what I'm thinking.
That makes sense.
I think 2024 somewhere.
Yeah.
Early, middle, end.
2024 I think is going to be a big movie year.
You think?
Yeah.
Well, we got a lot of Marvel stuff.
I just think a lot's going to happen next year.
Yeah.
Especially because I think that's when a lot of post-COVID movies are coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Things that where people waited for restrictions to lift and then started making movies. I think they're all coming out 2024.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
Well, and depending on how quick, they could freaking have The Last of Us next year, season 2.
Yeah, that's true.
You can also get Stranger Things 5.
Stranger Things 5.
Because we're probably not getting it this year if we haven't heard about it yet.
No, I would doubt it.
Yeah.
This
Especially
is
where it took them like 4 years to make the fourth one.
This is our second lowest box office that we reviewed. Second only to Annihilation.
Annihilation, that's right.
That was only on in theaters for a couple months or something.
48 million?
43, yeah.
43, yeah. Okay. Any other notes that you wanted to say about this movie? It is, well, I guess this would be in this, I was going to say it's R, but nobody cares if they've already watched it.
Yeah, it's R. It's dope.
It's really good.
So good.
Get a free trial, pay 1 month of HBO Max to watch this movie.
Word.
It's totally worth it.
Yeah.
So, especially if you like John Wick. Even a slight bit if you like John Wick.
If you like any action-y, shooty movie, this is it.
Yeah.
This is maybe one of the peaks of action shooting.
Yeah, I think so.
Movies.
For
it's so
me,
good.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Because I try to think of like what is better. I don't know.
I don't think I have one.
No. But you've also seen like 4 movies in the entire world. So
apparently. That's what I've been told by myself and others. It's kind of a bummer.
Okay.
That's all I got.
I think that's all I've got too.
Cool.
Okay.
Please subscribe to the podcast.
Yep.
Follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Follow us on Twitter.
YouTube.
YouTube. Email us.
Should we get a Twitter?
No.
Okay.
You can get a Twitter. I never figured out Twitter.
I literally only made a Twitter for Elon Musk. So I could see how my Doge was doing.
I think he's the only one who I'm following on Twitter.
Yeah, he's the only one I follow on Twitter, so I can see how Doge is doing.
That's so funny.
Because if you post something about Doge, I'm like, oh, okay, what's going to happen?
Am I rich now?
Yeah. Except whenever he posts about it now, it's just like... Brr.
It's just sad. It's only sad news. Every link that you're going to need for anything's in the show notes.
Yep.
Join us on the Discord.
Yeah.
For some fun.
Some fun.
To chat about stuff.
Yeah.
And watch this movie.
Yeah. And subscribe and ring the bell on YouTube.
Yeah.
So.
And share it with your friends.
We're up to like 22 subscribers, yo.
That's what's up. 22 baddies.
And that was all because of your Mario
baddies
short.
And zaddies out there following us on YouTube. Brah, brah.
Your Mario short got us all the subscribers. And then mine and Derek's
got the TikTok followers.
It just got like views on YouTube, but no subscribers.
That's really funny, actually.
But we got more views than yours did.
What the heck?
So it doesn't make any sense.
That's so funny. And speaking of John Wick.
Oh, yeah.
There's a small possibility that next week
there's a small possibility that we could be John Wick 4.
But I guess you'll see next week if that's the title of the podcast. We don't know yet.
If not, 10 Cloverfield Lane.
10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah.
Yes, sirree, Bob.
Or Monsters vs. Aliens.
I'm down for either.
I know.
I love both equally. Just kidding. I haven't seen 10 Cloverfield Lane.
I freaking love 10 Cloverfield Lane.
And I've never seen it. I love Monsters vs. Aliens.
Dude, I'm excited to rewatch Monsters vs. Aliens.
It is better every single time I watch it.
Your notes are just going to be like pages of one-liners.
Mm-hmm.
But I
It's
don't
going to
even
be
know if
like
you're gonna
Derek's Easter eggs, but it's just going to be my lines.
But I don't even know if you're going to need to write them down because you've memorized.
I have all of them memorized. Every single one of them.
Don't cry. It makes my knees hurt.
Oh, come on, little lady. Please don't cry. It makes my knees hurt.
Susan.
General, change the terror level to code brown because I need to change my pants.
I'm a brave president. Apparently they do eat lead.
What's the name that you say and everybody screams? Susan? Susan. Oh, I just scared myself. Here comes the bride. The end. When he goes, wait, you're dating Derek too? That two-timing jerk. I believe that's the last line of the movie. I mean, I don't know who wrote that, but props.
So good.
We'll save it for the episode.
Yeah, we will.
I have so many. I'm going to quote the whole movie for the whole episode. I will just say the movie from
You're just going to
beginning
say
end.
the beginning to end. Just
Yeah.
all the lines. That's fine.
And I'll do the music too. It's going to be great.
Okay.
Well,
You're up.
I'm up. Okay. Raunchy elephants are calling. Thanks. I'm on Nectarine's teats. Ithaca, Mexico,
Is that a word?
Ethiopia. Ithaca's in New York. Thanks, everybody. We'll catch you next week. Sorry about Nectarine's teats.
Okay.
Okay, bye. We are rolling in the deep. Are you ready?
What's that? How does that song go?
That's pretty. It's pretty.
Hello, Sam. How are you today?
What's up, Craig? I'm
Yeah.
good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Baby, baby, baby. Guys, I am always sitting here just waiting for Sam. I feel like. And I don't know what to do. Who should I call? I've tried Ghostbusters, but they don't think that my request is valid. And so I'm just sitting here like, what do I do?